see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Hey, hey.
Hello. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Happy Tuesday.
Hey.
Credit Tea Tuesday.
We are here with the tea. Yet another Tuesday, ladies.
Yes.
How y'all doing?
I'm good. How you doing, Kenyatta?
Y'all know what day it is. I am wonderful. Not only is it Credit Tea Tuesday, but baby boy graduated today. I'm still on high. An amazing moment, phase in his next chapter, right?
Right.
Yes.
Big chapter, big move. Congratulations. That means you did good, sis.
Woo! Girl, it's been a long road.
Yeah,
Them boys are different from girls.
Yeah, they are rough. Boys are rough.
Yes. How about you, Jazz?
I'm doing very well. Really excited about tonight's tea, credit tea, and what information we have for everyone. And I'm just blessed. I feel good. Feels good to be alive.
Exactly. Good to be alive. You got your shoulders out. We out here with our shoulders out.
Look, I didn't have no shoulders, but I had to give y'all a little bling bling.
Oh,
just a little bit. Thank you, thank you.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Had to throw something in there.
Of course.
So welcome, everyone. We are gonna go ahead and get started. I know y'all were wondering, well, what are they talking about tonight with the credit tea? So listen, get your phones ready, right? Get your pencils, pens, paper. You're going to be screenshotting. You can ask any question you want. We want you guys taking notes because this particular topic is so important for those of us that do not understand how our credit score is calculated, right? Everybody is afraid of what? Those 3 digits. People don't want to look at the 3 digits. People don't want to talk about the 3 digits. Some of y'all haven't even checked y'all credit score in years, right? Because that fear is stopping you. But tonight, we are going to talk about the elephant in the room. We are going to tackle those 3 digits. We're going to show you exactly how they are calculated and just some little ideas and tips about what you can do to get all the way up to maximize that credit score and get the highest that you can get. Of course, I guess I'm in the hot seat today. Y'all see my name. They always pick on me because I got to put the full name, right? Kenyatta W. Jones, just so y'all don't forget, right? And then, of course, we have the lovely Shayna and the beautiful Jasmine. So we're going to go ahead and get started. These ladies don't even know who I'm going to choose first. But Shayna, you already know I'm coming to you, of course, because you need to just go on and drop the nuggets for us, for the people.
Okay, so, I'm focused.
All right, you focus. All right. So go ahead, Miss Shayna, take it away. Let's open up the topic of conversation of telling us how our credit score is calculated.
All right. So like Kenyatta said, we're going to talk about how that credit score is calculated. How do we get to those 3 digits that stress us out when we lose 1 point? When we go up 6 points, we're excited. Okay. So when it comes to your credit score, the lowest that you can be is at a 300. The highest that you can go is a 850. That's the highest we going is 850. The lowest you can get is a 3. That's the starting point. So within that range, you got about 550 points that you can control. And we're just going to knock down the categories of what makes that score a whole, that whole pie, right? So the first one is, I can just go ahead, right, Kenyatta?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, perfect. So the first one is going to be your payment history, which is 35%. That's the biggest. That's the largest. That's the number one. So I want to ask how many of you all that are watching have a lot of your bills set to auto pay or like auto draft? How many do you have those set up, Jazz?
I do,
You
especially
do?
for my credit card, my car loan, everything that is reporting to the credit bureaus. I make sure I have that on auto
Yeah.
because I don't want to miss a payment. So I'm not playing around with it. I'm gonna make sure it gets paid.
That is so important. So how many of you, just drop in the chat if you are on auto pay? If you have it on auto pay, just drop an auto in the chat for us. Let us know who is getting serious, setting those bills to auto pay, so that way you are not losing points in that category, because getting one late payment can really take you down. It can really take you down. It'll blow your mind how missing one late payment will you'll drop so low in points, you know? Do we have anything in the chat or just keep going? What about you, Kenyatta? Do you auto pay?
Absolutely. Listen, I don't even want to see that money. Go ahead and take it out because y'all know if you don't see it, we won't even have a chance to spend it, right? I don't even want to
Exactly.
see it sit in my bank account because I may get tempted when Macy's keeps sending me these 60% off texts, right?
Right.
So I just want the money gone. Just send me a little paid confirmation, right? Because I don't know if y'all remember, but I had one late payment 2 years ago. That thing dropped 80 points. When I tell y'all I was sick, I was sick.
I'm telling you.
Those
And
80 points got me.
most of the times it just happens because you forgot, or you have so many things going on. You're juggling work, you're juggling being a mom, a wife, being independent, trying to have a social life, and sometimes you forget that bill is due. So always do auto pay.
I was 1 minute late with Capital One. It's due at 8 p.m. and I paid it at 8:01. And
Oh
I
my
suffered
goodness.
with those 80 points. I never forget that. So listen, you burn me once, you ain't got to worry about burning me again.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
Late payments is definitely that makes up the largest portion of your credit score.
Whoa.
If you don't pay attention to anything else, you want to pay attention to making sure you're paying your bills on time every single month. You don't want a late payment. You want to make sure that you have 100% paid on time
Absolutely. Every single month.
every month.
Because
Yep.
payment history haunts you. That late payment can stay there for 7 years. It's not gonna leave. You know what I mean? So it's not like my next one, which is your amounts owed, which is 30%, which you can recreate each month. But that payment history is stuck. Once they deem you late for 30 days, it's there. Late for 120 days, it's there for 7 years. So that's why it's so crucial, guys.
So crucial. Don't miss
Yes,
payments.
ma'am.
And a lot of people don't know, like they think if they miss their payment date, definitely pay your bills by the time of your due date. But if you miss your due date, it doesn't mean that it's going to report late to the credit bureaus.
Exactly.
You
Right.
still have time. It does not report late to the credit bureaus until you're 30 days past due. So don't give up. You can still call the credit card company. You can make an arrangement. You could talk to them, or you could pay your payment before the 30 days, and you won't get reported to the credit bureaus as long as
Simple as that. Yeah.
it's not 30 days past.
Absolutely. So before you just go ahead and kick the bucket when you're a day late or 2 days late, remember you have to be 30 days. Give them a call, like Jazz said, set something up. Do not let it go past that mark.
Since this is such a big topic, I just want to give an opportunity for anybody who's watching that may have questions about late payments. If you have any questions, just go ahead and drop your question in the chat and we can answer it right now before we move on to the next portion of your credit score.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to check also to see if we have anyone in the chat.
While we're waiting, Kenyatta, what kind of tea are you drinking?
Tea?
I'm actually drinking mint tea and chamomile.
Ooh.
And look, y'all, I have to show you my cup. I don't know if y'all can read it, but it says, I am a strong woman because a strong woman raised me. So shout out to my mother. I love you. I had to get this cup. This is like her in a cup form.
Absolutely. It's beautiful.
Thank
Jazz,
you. What are you drinking?
Me, I am drinking a cocktail that I mixed up with some Hennessy and some fruit juice that I had in the home. It's very tasty. I added a little Sprite for a little kick. My ice nailed it, but I'll drink it anyway. Don't worry. Jazz, what are you drinking?
Before I talk about what I'm drinking, I see we have some people coming in. I just want to, for the people who are just joining, we are answering questions about late payments. We're talking about what makes up your credit score, and we discussed late payments. We're about to move on to the next portion, but we wanted to give people an opportunity to ask a question. I am drinking my Tito's and water, trying to stay low calorie and still get the
Drink your Tito's, sis. Drink your gluten-free Tito's.
I'm still happy.
She is so serious about this low calorie stuff, like Tito's and water. Well, guess what, girl? If it worked for you, go. I'm happy, boo.
Make it work.
I'm living through Shayna. I'm living through Shayna and her drinks. She has some nice drinks.
Well, Shayna, she got that good metabolism, so she stay up there. Don't have to worry about the calories like I do over here.
Yeah, I hope I don't wake up at 35 and my metabolism slows down. I don't need that. Start working out now.
Well, we did not get any questions about late payments, so we must have covered that pretty well.
Awesome.
Yes.
So next we have amounts owed. Do you want to take that one, Jazz?
Sure. Let me just go ahead, put it up here. So like Shayna was saying earlier, this one you can have a little bit more control over. You definitely have control over whether or not you pay your bills on time. Most of everything that has to deal with your credit, you do have a lot of control over. So your amounts owed or your utilization is how much you owe on your credit that you've been given. So you want to stay under a certain amount of utilization, which means that a lot of people say 30%. I don't think 30% is the goal if you really want to see movement on your credit score, but I'm going to ask everyone what they think later. But your utilization is basically of the bucket of credit that you've been lent to borrow, how much are you using all at once? Because your credit score is calculated based on if you're a responsible borrower. If you get a credit card for $300, are you holding a balance of $300? Because if you're holding a balance of a maxed out credit card or maxed out on everything that you are borrowing, you look like a risky borrower. So this is a huge portion of your credit score because one, it makes you look risky. It makes you look financially unstable if you have to use so much of your credit. You should not be holding that much on your credit cards. So back to what I was saying before. What do you guys, and I want to ask the viewers before we answer here, what do you think is a good utilization? Anybody who is watching now, type in the comments where do you like to keep your utilization at? And I mean like 30%, 10%, 50%. Are you maxing out your cards? Are you paying half and you have half credit available? What is your utilization? And we'll give people a little bit to see if anyone.
Yep. That is what it's all about, that utilization. How much do you owe? Do you carry that balance over to next month? Boy.
Where are you at, Kenyatta, with your utilization? Okay, we have somebody. Let's see here. Pat says that she is below 10%.
That's good.
That's really
I like
good.
you, Pat.
That's
like
really
you,
good.
Pat.
Yep.
That's what's up.
That's a really good target. That's a really good target. My ultimate goal is to stay below 3% to maximize my credit score so that you're maximizing your points. But as long as I don't reach above 10%, I'm good with myself.
That's where I'm at, Jazz. I normally stay anywhere between 5 and below for my utilization rate. I actually have a problem. Like, I can use my credit card and probably the next day I'm paying the balance. I can't let it just sit. I don't know. Being that I've become obsessed with credit, that's how I've become. So as soon as I make a charge on my credit card, I'm already paying it off within 2 or 3 days. So I'm normally right around, as you stated, around 3%, but I try not to go above 9. If I do, let it just report so we can show that I'm using the card. I kind of leave it around like 9%.
Right. Right. Mine is very simple. I'm like y'all. I started out at 30% because in the beginning it was a little difficult for me because I'm learning. But now that I've learned and I know better, I then hit the 10% mark. And then I even moved on to 3%. And now I keep it at 1%. So, and I use my cards, I max them out every month, but I also pay them down. I may leave $1 on it. Sometimes I leave $5 on it, because as your credit score gets higher, you have more offers that offer you cash back, that offers you points. So I get cash back on 3 of my cards. So I make sure I utilize that to my advantage. I'm gonna use the card anyway. So I charge it all. And like Shayna said, I was making so many payments for Capital One per day. They were like, hey, don't make no more than 2 payments a day. Okay, because you need to give the system time to catch up. You're making like 4 payments in one day, So once I did that, I was good. And now it's just automatic. It's automatic for me.
Yes, Pat says she stays below 3%, but sets a realistic goal for 10%. I think that's smart.
That's absolutely.
Yeah. Because you just never know. Some months are better than others. So yeah, you want to stay around 3%, but you have a goal that I'm not going to exceed 10%, which is really smart.
Absolutely.
Now, also, guys, if you are someone out there and you actually, this conversation is new to you and you go take a look at your utilization and it is extremely high, just pay, instead of just paying that minimum, pay more. Just pay down that balance, and you'll see where you begin to receive small increases from that as well. Once you pay down that additional debt that you have, because you're carrying that balance over and over. But as long as you make that, the $35 payment each month, you're in the clear. So you don't, you're not in any trouble with them, but you carry that high balance. So I always encourage anybody working on their credit to pay down their credit card debts. That's basically what that category is. It's a credit card. So if you don't have a credit card, get one. Get a secured card or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
You saw my guns.
You was ready.
Secure card.
Get a secure card.
I guess I will take the next topic. So we are on the next little category, which is credit history. Y'all listen. It's very simple. It's the length of credit. How long have you had these credit cards or loans or mortgage payments and your car payments? How long have you had them open? Because let's be real, some of us, they feel like we're going to pay off that credit card, we're going to cut it up, and we done with it, right? We like, oh, this is hell. I finally got the balance to 0. I'm gonna cut this card up. But you done had this card for 20 years. So if this is length of history, okay, this is 15% of your credit score. What do you think is going to happen when you now take away that 15% from a piece of that pie? It becomes unstable. That's what happens, and then your score drops. And then you're wondering why. You're freaked out. Oh my God, I did the right thing. I paid off this debt, but you've taken away points once you've closed that line of credit. So if anything, pay down the debt, of course, and then every month charge a tank of gas on it, or go treat yourself and get your nails done or pedicure or whatever, cup of coffee, a lunch, and then just pay it off. Do it that way. You know, you don't necessarily have to max that card out again and be in the same frustrating situation you was in trying to pay it down. You don't want to do that. But you do need to use the card, because if you don't use the card, the company will sometimes cut that account.
Yep.
You'll be done. They'll close the account on you. You won't be able to get it back. And now you've lost 20 years of history, which is huge, huge, huge. So, I want to ask Jasmine, you've been building, we're all building, but I believe you've had like the longest credit history with some of your accounts. And I know you were on the fence about what you wanted to do with it. So what's your longest that you have?
The longest history that I honestly have is my student loans.
Yep.
Because I've had those for 20 plus years, and we get this a lot. We talk about this all the time, is that we get people who want to get their student loans removed off of their credit report. But guess what? When you have those loans removed, you're actually taking away a big portion of your credit score, because those loans are often helping you with your credit history.
Yep.
So it's usually not the student loan that's hurting your score. It's the late payments that are on the loan.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you can get that corrected, and then that student loan is helping your score with the credit history and on-time payments.
Absolutely. And that's why when you are in the credit repair process, you may lose points, because in credit repair, sometimes the specialist or whoever you may be working with may say, you know what, you have 7 or 8 late payments on this account. It would be more effective to remove the account. And once it's removed, you lose the history of that account. So sometimes that's how it gets with that length of history. If that history gone, as Kenyatta said, you lose that time. So you have to be sure, which also brings me to my next point, which is a lot of the millennials that do not have that long history. They don't have those student loans from 10 years ago. It's important that, you become an authorized user, or you start assisting your kids and young teenagers with building credit. Even if you never give them the card, just help them build some type of credit so they can have some credit history, because they're not going to have any. Like, I think my longest is probably 4 or 5 years, because for some reason, I'm trying to figure that out. My student loans are not, they're not there in my history, and they're still open and good standing, but they're not a part of my history. So weird. So they must have restarted my data at some period, but I'll worry about that later. I'm sorry, I got off subject.
Don't confuse the people, Shada.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. Sometimes I start rambling. I'm so sorry. All right.
Pandora's box. Pandora's box.
To jump in and say, well, you can get a reinsertion, but let me just let's not confuse.
Okay.
That'll be a side
totally different subject, y'all. Okay, so the next one that we have, did we have any questions on the length of credit? By the way, that is 82.5 points. That's like, there's a lot of points there.
That's a lot of points. Can you imagine what 82 points?
Exactly. I didn't mention, you guys, I forgot. Let me backtrack really quick. So for your payment history, which is 35% of your credit score, that is worth 192 points. So you have to, as you're getting those late payments, those are the points that you're losing out of that 192. That's where they start diminishing. Mm-hmm. Your amounts owed, which is 30% of your credit score, is worth 165 points in that category. So once you have one of those high utilization months, those are the points that you're losing. You're going down.
That's why it's the first thing I tell people. If you can get your cards down under 5%, you're gonna see a jump just from that.
Always have people say, well, what should I do?
165 points that you're potentially losing.
What can I do? I always tell people, pay down those credit cards. Pay them down. Get them down. It's a lot of points there. And then the one that we were on just now was the length of credit, which is 15% of your score, and that is 82.5 points. As I said, it's a lot of points there. And then the next one that we are moving on to, if there are no questions, would be new credit, which is 10%. And, new credit, that 10% is basically increase. When you go to the car dealership, you go to the department stores, and you get those inquiries, or you're looking for a mortgage, whatever the case may be, and someone looks into your credit profile. Too many inquiries can harm you. It's 10%, but it gets to a point where you can have so many that it will affect your score and hurt you.
I mean, 55 points, that's the difference between a 650 and a 700.
700.
Exactly.
Don't get excited.
700 to a 750.
People get so excited when they start improving their credit. They want to go apply for Disney Merchant Club and the stuff they don't know they don't need.
Oh
like,
my God! I just rolled my eyes so hard it went black, girl. Like, I can't. That is one of my pet peeves. Like, oh my goodness, I can't stand it. And then they come back and they're like, "What happened?" It's like, you got 89 inquiries. Okay.
And not only that, stop just like falling for the okie doke when we going shopping and they say, oh, you can save 10% off if you open up a credit card today. Child, please go find something on clearance and save that 10%. Don't put that ding on your credit. And then you're in the store, everybody's looking, and then you praying to baby Jesus that it go through, and it doesn't go through. And they say, well, they'll send you a letter in the mail. Now your credit done drop.
But you still got the point.
It's the most depressing thing in the world.
Yeah.
Because you just it is. Yeah, I don't want your letter in the mail. I denied. You just told me I'm denied. I'm not looking for your letter.
Exactly.
So guys, you want to keep your inquiries between 0 and 3.
Yep, I was just about to say that. I have heard in the credit world that it is that you should have between 1 and 3 inquiries in a year time frame.
I only have 2.
I know what I mean? In an entire year's time frame. And I've seen people have a lot of inquiries in a way way shorter time than that. Okay. Sorry. In a way shorter time than that. All right. So then if there are any questions on new credit, which are those inquiries, that's 10%, guys. So be careful with that. It is okay to get inquiries, but you have to know which ones to risk.
We're laughing and joking, but it's because we've been there. Like, we done all messed up with inquiries.
Life.
We've had late payments. We've maxed out. We've been there. But when you know better, you do better.
Yep.
And the interest rate is no joke when you max out those cards. That thing hurt. I had an interest rate one time of like $50. I'm like, what the hell? Now I owe you an extra $50 on top of the maxed out card that I already have? Okay. That hurt. When I started noticing the interest payments, I was like, oh, heck no. I got to hurry up and pay this card off. Yeah. You know, and like Shayna says, it goes back 12 to 18 months. That thing hurt. It hurts.
Yes, it really does. The next one is the type of credit. Oh, well, Kenyatta, I think this one is for you.
Bring us home, Kenyatta.
And guys, that one is 55 points also. That's worth 55 points.
55 points too?
55 points in that category, 10%.
Do y'all realize, just before I start on this topic, that you could be at a 700, and then of course we know for our mortgage people in real estate, you know, that top is 740. Everybody wants that 740, that 740. That could put you at 750, where you are in like the top whatever percent. These lovely young ladies can tell y'all whatever percent. If you get to that 740 range, man, that door opens up for you in so many ways. Like, you're considered top of the top. You know, once you hit that 740 to that 850, like, your interest rate, it would very, like I'm telling you, doors will be open. People will be calling you, asking you, do you want a car delivered to your home? When you go, they'll be offering you champagne with the red carpet and balloons and a poodle.
Like Kenyatta, for example, I have one sister with poor credit, and I have one sister with very good credit. The sister with poor credit, with good credit, has literally a 2021 Honda Civic. Her payments are $230 a month. My other sister has a 2017, and her payments are almost $550 a month. It's a big difference, guys.
Yeah.
You have to buckle down and, you know, just do what's needed. Sorry, my computer locked. And do what's needed to get your score and get yourself on the right track. So that's why we're giving you this T. I'm sorry, Kenyatta, go ahead.
No,
Type
no,
C.
no. That was a perfect example because people like for us to break it down in layman terms. We need to meet people where they are. Let's talk numbers. Let's give an example. That's a great example. Like I know that it happens, but to hear someone personally who knows someone that one sister's paying almost 600, the other sister's paying 230. One has a brand new car, 2021, and one is a 2017 because of the credit score. Now y'all following us. We keep telling y'all that credit dictates everything in your life, and y'all heard it from Shayna. It does. She knows her blood sisters. This is what is happening to. So what is she going to do? Of course, she's educating that sister that has the less than perfect credit score. She's getting that credit to where it needs to be so she can do what? She can refinance, or she can just get that car back and go get her 2021. Cars depreciate in value anyway. That's a whole nother topic. Uh, when it comes to cars depreciating, I have my own idea of that, but we won't get down that rabbit hole. All right, so let's go ahead and go with our last but not least, the 10%, and that's credit mix. Basically, what are these ladies talking about when they say credit mix? It is installment loans versus revolving, right? Credit. And that basically means your mortgage payment. As Shayna mentioned, the car payment, that is installment loans. Like you know exactly how much you are paying for a specific amount of time versus revolving, which is store cards and credit cards, which can go up and down on your payments, right? Because one month you may pay $50, the next month you may pay $100, right? It just depends. And that time frame is going to depend on how much money you pay every month and how much interest is being accrued every month. So listen, you want to have a balance of each, right? So if you're going to have an installment loan, you need to have a revolving loan, right? Revolving line of credit. It has to be balanced. You cannot tip that scale because I've seen, all right, and this is nothing that I'm just pulling out the air. Somebody I know had a 750 credit score, applied for a particular store credit card because that was the store to get the card from. This person had every other card in the market, and they were what? Denied. They didn't have enough installment loan weight. All they had was revolving. But you want to have a balance of the two. As Shayna and Jazz mentioned, y'all already know the points. These points is huge. Like you can go from 7% APR on a home to what is it now, 3.1 or 3.2, whatever the market is right now for a home, and you're like, oh well, that's not really a big difference. But we're not talking about $1,000, we're not talking about couple $100. We're talking thousands of dollars over that 30-year mortgage or that 15-year mortgage. It could be huge. It could really be huge. And we're also talking about on homes, whether or not you're going to be charged that insurance, versus not being charged that insurance with your mortgage payment. That's a whole nother topic, right? But listen, you want to have a balance is what we're telling you. Don't be tipping the scale. You getting all these credit cards, but yet you have no installment loans. Now listen, ladies, what's a good installment loan that they can get so they can tip that scale a little bit?
Well, the installment loan that I'm using to build my personal credit is that I'm using Self. I have heard of Kickoff. They have them as well. There are a few different companies. You guys just, you can choose whoever you like, but you have to, make sure. What I do is when I hear about a company and I want to check it out, I read their questions and answers. I look at their reviews and just see how their company works before I actually sign up, because I have someone that I know that actually signed up for Self, and they stopped paying. And so now they have all of these late payments, and they're trying to reach out to me like, how can I get them off? And I'm like, you can't. You didn't pay the people on time.
Wow.
Oh, I'm gonna just call and pay them now. It's not gonna work like that. They're there.
And I dropped those in the comments. You said Self Lender is a good one. Kickoff, Credit Strong. It's in the comments if anybody wants to.
Yeah.
those.
Those are good ones. And as I say to guys, just go in there, read the question and answers. They're frequently asked questions, read their reviews, and just, when that information comes up for you to read for some of these apps, I know we're so used to just agreeing and swiping and moving. Read the information so that way you know what you're signing up for and what you're getting into. Because a lot of this is not just kiddie stuff that if you feel like you want to cancel and you're done with it, then you're done with it. No, they will report to the credit bureau. They will knock your score down. You have to be prepared. As I said, to just read the frequently asked questions, read the reviews, Google the company, whatever you have to do. But what Kenyatta's saying is true. You want to have a mix. You want to have installment loans. You want to have your, your credit cards, your charge cards. Charge card is the store card. I'm sorry. You want to have a mix of credit in there. So right now I have a car loan. I have an installment loan. I have revolving credit. I have my student loans. So I'm kind of maximizing the points in that area because I have a mix. Some people just have 6 credit cards. There's no mix there. Or some people just have 6 installment loans. There's no mix there. So that you can't maximize that area. So you want to kind of get a mix of different types of credit on your profile.
And also your banks. They have those type of loans. I know for one, Navy Federal has it. And my credit union is Jetstream, and they have it where you can take out like $1,000 loan and pay it back every month. And that's a way for you to build your credit also. And for those of you who don't have any credit cards, you're not building any credit, y'all. You're not building. You don't have any credit cards. You don't have any car payment. You don't have a mortgage. That is one of the reasons, a couple of reasons why your score is still low and stagnant and not moving. Because let's be real, in order to get a credit score calculation, you must have some debt.
Yeah.
You got to.
You got it. It's just how
that's
you
how.
Don't be afraid
absolutely.
Manage it correctly.
Exactly.
Yeah, build your credit, and you that's how you will get a good credit score.
Yep, that's good debt. That's good debt.
Right.
That's the debt that you want.
If there are
Jack, do we have anyone?
If anyone has any questions, type your questions in the chat. We'll answer your questions here. And I'm going to give anyone who has questions an opportunity to ask your questions. We'll answer them. While you guys are thinking about if you have questions, I'm just going to make an announcement. We have a new promotion that we're going to try to do every week. Kind of excited about this. This is our, what we say, consultation and coffee promotion. So all you have to do is share this live. And it's okay if you didn't watch it while it was live. We're not going to pull the winner until around maybe the afternoon tomorrow. So if you're watching this, even if it's the replay, #replay, share this live and you will be entered in a contest. We will choose one person or just randomly choose one person to do a free consultation and a cup of coffee on us. So if you need a credit consultation, want to know where you're at, want to have a roadmap, what you need to do, where you're at with the credit score calculation, one of us will look at your credit profile and tell you exactly what's going on and what you need to attack. And you'll also get a cup of coffee. All you have to do is share this live.
And everybody loves coffee.
Everybody loves coffee.
Everybody loves coffee, guys. So don't forget to put #replay. If you are watching the replay, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Credit Tea. We would love to have you over on The Credit Tea and subscribe and support us 3 Black entrepreneurs. We are grinding, and we definitely appreciate all of you for coming each and every Tuesday to hang out with us and sip this tea or the vodka or the Hennessy, whichever.
Well, I don't see any questions. So if we don't have any questions, then I guess I will go ahead with our outro.
Yes.
And, but if anybody thinks of a question watching on the replay, drop it in the chat. We always monitor the chat. We will get to your question. We'll answer you in the chat or inbox you. And thank you, everyone, for joining.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and a giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and a giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus.